If you grew up without a dad, chances are you probably feel like everyone else got the rules to life except you. I'm Zell. I grew up without a father, so I had to figure out manhood on my own. The gym was the only place that made sense to me for a while, and even then, I still felt lost. When no one teaches you how to be a man, you second guess everything. You don't know if you're doing enough, you don't know if you're behind, you don't know what actually matters. You look around and you feel like other men just seem to know what to do. They move with certainty. They make decisions without overthinking them. And you wonder what you missed. So you try to compensate. You go hard for a while, you lock in, you tell yourself, this time will be different. And then something small knocks you off course. You miss one day and you lose all momentum. And without structure to hold you up, you collapse and start questioning yourself all over again. You see, I tried the motivational videos. I watched all these gurus talk about discipline and success. I tried reading the self-help books. I highlighted the pages. I told myself that I actually understood it this time. I tried pretending that I didn't care. I told myself I was above it, that I didn't need direction. And for a moment, it felt like something clicked. I'd push harder. I'd wake up earlier. I'd train harder. I'd promise myself this was the turning point. But it never lasted. Because motivation wears off. Emotion fades. And when there's no structure underneath, everything that you build collapses. And that's when I realized that motivation isn't the problem. My lack of structure was. Now here's the truth that most men don't want to hear. No one is coming to save you. No mentor is going to show up out of nowhere. No man is going to sit you down and explain life to you. No one is going to step in and take responsibility for you. And if you grew up without a dad, that truth hits you earlier. You feel it younger and you feel it sharper. And you realize pretty quickly that waiting around isn't going to work. But that isn't a curse. That's the moment that everything actually changes. Because the moment that you stop waiting is the moment that you stop drifting. You stop looking around for permission. You stop hoping that somebody else will fix it. You stop outsourcing responsibility for your life. That's the moment when you start leading yourself. You see, that's what fathers are supposed to do for their sons. They enforce standards. They create structure. They don't let you drift. And when you don't get that, you're left with two choices. You can either stay bitter about it, or you can just build something out of this anyway. I chose the second. So I stopped waiting to feel ready. I stopped waiting to feel confident. I just built the structure by myself. So if you grew up without a dad, start here. Not with confidence, not with motivation, but with structure. Structure is what actually moves a man forward in life. Because if you don't have it, everything else collapses. Motivation fades, confidence comes and goes. Structure is the backbone. It will never leave you. So firstly, wake up early. Not to grind or to impress someone, but to create order before chaos. The world is messy, your mind is messy. Waking up early is you saying, I decide the day, I set the rules. Even if it's dark, even if it's cold, even if you're tired, even if no one else cares, that moment when you rise up out of bed, that's the moment that you take your life back. You're now running the day. The day is no longer running you. Secondly, you need to train your body. Not for ego or vanity or to impress somebody else, but to earn self-respect. Every rep is a reminder to your subconscious that I can do hard things. Every set is proof that you can endure, that you can push through when it gets hard. When no one else was there to teach you, the gym basically becomes your teacher. It shapes your will, your mindset, and your presence, and that bleeds into every other part of life. Thirdly, that's simple, but walk every day. Now, I know this sounds kind of lame, but you gotta get outside, man. You gotta get out of your room. Out in the sun, out in the world. Not for cardio, not for burning calories and to get shredded, but to regulate your mind and your thoughts. When the chaos of your past or your work or school or whatever starts to get a bit too loud in your head, Walking gives you the space to think clearly, to plan, and just to breathe. It grounds you. It keeps you from spinning out and doing weird things. And honestly, man, sometimes you just need to get out of your environment because you've been sitting at home all day doom scrolling on TikTok. Fourthly, eat real food, not seed oil processed slop. Simple, whole, honest food. No shortcuts or hacks or any powders replacing your food. Your energy and clarity and strength literally start with what you eat, what you put into your body. Because unstable energy is just going to lead to unstable decisions and thought processes. You've got to eat to fuel the man that you're building. Eating that ultra processed seed oil slop will literally ruin your mental health. And fifth, you need to spend time with God. Because structure without direction is just routine. Without moral compass, discipline is just cruelty toward yourself. Whether it's through prayer or reading scripture or deep reflection, whatever your preferred way of connecting to God is, this is how you stay anchored as a man. It reminds you why you fight, why you push, and why you refuse to drift. It gives your life meaning and provides you with hope. When all is lost, a glimmer of hope is all that you will need to keep that heartbeat of belief beating in your chest. Do these things long enough, as consistently as you can, and without waiting for feelings or permission, your life will start to organize itself. You start to see the man in the mirror, and you just know deep down, I built this, I own this, I'm not waiting anymore. Just be careful not to confuse self-confidence with pride. And just a quick warning, if you don't build structure in your life, you don't stay neutral, you drift. Very slowly, you won't even notice that you're beginning to drift. And you'll tell yourself all these excuses like, oh, it's fine, it's just a phase. But drifting, it really isn't harmless. Drifting turns into resentment. Resentment towards your circumstances, to your past, to the people around you that actually care and love you. Resentment is heavy. It builds in your chest, in your mind, and in the way that you carry yourself. You start blaming and hating and wishing someone had just shown you the way. And resentment, if you don't catch it, will turn to bitterness. Bitterness makes men hard. No, not in that way. Not disciplined, not sharp, just cold, very disconnected, unreachable. You go through the motions, you survive, but you're not living. And you become a version of yourself that you don't even recognize anymore. And that's how men grow older without ever actually becoming a man. They look in the mirror and see someone that they don't respect, someone they never earned the right to be. And that's the danger of doing nothing. The danger of thinking, oh, I'll do it later. I'll start next week. Oh, it's a weird day of the week to start on a Thursday. I'll start Monday. Or, oh, it's Christmas time, New Year's time. I'll start January 1st. That's the danger of just delaying it because you could, each time you delay and you continue to delay, you're going to push this back years upon years because later never comes. Later becomes yesterday, and yesterday becomes a life wasted. But here's a choice that you have right now. You can accept that drift, or you can build structure slowly, patiently, and consistently. Because structure is what turns a lost boy into a man. It's what gives you control over your mind, over your body, over your life, and your future. You don't need permission to become a man. No one is going to hand it to you. No one is going to tell you it's your time. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need confidence to start. Readiness is a luxury that you don't get when no one handed you the ropes. So you start anyway. You learn by doing. You build by acting. You need consistency. Showing up again and again and again is what makes a man. It's not the intensity of a single day. It's the grind of hundreds of mornings, hundreds of choices, hundreds of small victories. Just decide right now. Decide to show up for yourself. Decide to own your life. Decide that drift ends today. Because why not? What is the other option? Do you want a life where you look back and realize you wasted years upon years of your life just drifting? Just letting your potential slowly die as a man? There is no other option, man. There's only the man that you can build, only the structure that you can enforce, only the discipline that you can carry. Be the man that you wish that someone forced you to become. The man who can endure, the man who can protect, the man who can lead, the man who actually faces hardship instead of running from it. And if you do this, even a little bit every day, you will start to feel it. The man in the mirror becomes someone that you actually respect. Someone strong, someone steady, someone alive. Now, if that sounds familiar, man, you're in the right place. Not because I have all the answers, not because I'm perfect, but because I understand what it's like to be completely lost, to drift, to have no one show you the way. I'm building this in real time. Every day that I wake up early, every day that I train, every day that I walk through the chaos of life and choose structure over drifting. And that's what I want to show you. Not just words, not just theory, not just me talking to this camera, talking to you, but through real action, real discipline, and real change. If you stay here and take just one small step towards building structure, you'll start to feel it. The life that you've been chasing starts to line up with the man that you're becoming. So welcome. This is your place to learn, to grow, and to finally take control. Let's build it together.